Yeah, that seems good. We also gain some life. Ooh! Oh my god. There you go. There's content for you. They are on 4 life. Wow. Alright, what is up? So I've been quite on a bad streak. And I think I'm drafting decent decks, but I've been slopping with playing, so I want to get one exclusively in for YouTube, and hopefully I do a better job at navigating that one. Let's go. Okay, so the rare is not exciting. The other lands are better. This is the worst one for limited. Quite uh not unplayable, but not worthy of taking high. I really like Static Snare, which is a white card, and I like to be in Boros. Exhale maybe goes into more decks, because more decks want to touch red. And there's Butcher as well, which is just a 3-color card, a way more narrower card, but a pretty powerful spell. I really like starting white or red, because I just like the aggro archetypes. But I'll be open to more stuff. I'm going to take Exhale because it's the cheapest card here. I know Snare can be more powerful because it can be 1 mana or flashing in and killing bigger stuff. But I think this is a better color to start in, if that makes sense. We could follow it up with another red card. I think it's fairly close between Strike Master, Sage, Guardian. I'd rather stay slightly more open than picking a 3-color card. This is a good top-end card though. I particularly like the Guardian with the fight spell that doubles the power. That has been kinda a one-shot kill often. 12 damage out of nowhere, kill a creature. I'll just take the Strike Master. That card kills flyers late in the game. And flyers means dragons in this format. Maybe you can tell I'm a little bit sick, so my voice might not be the smoothest, but I'm trying my best. I still want to play some Magic, because just being in bed the whole day, it's just not for me. Should I just stick to red? There's a lot of ways we could go. We could take a fixing land because it's touching red. Renewal is a good card advantage card late in the game. It can also host some of opponents' graveyards. It's really between these 3 for me. I don't think the green Exhale is that... it has kind of underperformed, let's put it this way. I think I'm sticking to red, just because the picks are fairly close. I like Evolving Wilds, but Shock Brigade is one of the best aggro 2-drops, and it looks like we could go that direction. I do like Vanguard, especially ramping into it is neat, and Evolving Wilds. So there's some green cards here, but we're getting past red, so let's just stick to that. We don't have a real reason. I think these cards are relatively close to power level. When this is a sick reward for being Mardum. Question is, do you want to be 4 colors, 3 colors? I think we can spec on it. I do think summons fit some decks, especially if we want to try something funky out, like even mono red, which would be kinda cool. But we can maybe decide on that later, because like it's between cool and winning, and I'd rather take winning and what's the correct thing to do. I do like Maneuver a lot, by the way, and often I would take Maneuver over summons, but there is a place for this card for sure, and maybe this is the start for it, especially with a card like Dragonfire, because it's so easy to double spell. I'm taking the Shrieker. It's just the best card in the pack. Okay, and here there's nothing for Mardo, or nothing that I would particularly like. So maybe we take this Dragons. We only need to abandon Shrieker. And we're red-green, splash something potentially. Green is decent at splashing. We could go red-black. Then Nurture is not that bad. So this is like relatively close, I would say. But Dragon Sniper being that late is probably a little bit of a sign. So don't mind specking here. Ooh, this is one of the best white cards, if you ask me, or if not the best common in the set. Like, okay, you could compare it to a single removal like Exhale which is more flexible. But once you're in this archetype, which is Mardu or Boros, I think you really want Devotee over most common. So I'm definitely taking that. Probably moving away from Dragon Sniper. I love a Wild Ride. There's a land. I think Rand because we have Shrieker, although Wild Ride has been pretty important in these decks, and sometimes you don't want to go too many colors or too many tap lands, even because you can get by just playing Devotees and untap lands with in Mardu. But let's take a land here. Dragon, I think we're just sticking to the lane. I know there's like some Timor cards here. I particularly like Bewildering Blizzard as a top end card in blue decks. We're also just kind of sticking to red here, which I don't think it's always the best thing to do, adding up to a color. But when the cards are so close to power, I think you can just stick to one color. And it looks like we're trending to be either Boros or Mardu. You could take Mythic for the collection. I don't mind playing Practitioner, so might just take that. Artisan would help us splash, though. Let's take an Artisan here. We can maybe get away with playing less tap lands, just in case. Combat Trick, might play it, might not. Now we got it last pick anyhow. Not that the card would be that great. Okay. This rare can do some pretty fun stuff. I think it's comparable. Well, nothing really in this pack is that close, but it would be maybe comparable to something like a Devotee or a good removal in color. Maneuver is sometimes really good, but I'll just go with the rare. We kind of are setting up for a really good Mardu deck, and we do have the fixing. I took fixing for that reason. You have some really neat combos with Mardu Siegebringer, because what it does is exiles your own creature and then gets it in attacking, so you want ETB effects. Something like the Pack Beast, so the 4-3 Camel can draw you a card each time it comes into play and stuff like that. Like, there's some neat combos. I'll take the 1-drop. I think there's quite a difference starting from 1 in these aggro decks than starting from 2, even though Shock Brigade, I think it's a close second pick, and I don't think we want to overcomplicate it. I do like this slightly more in Boros straight up when you don't need to splash because you have less tap lands, but okay. And then there's another dragon, just taking that. I think now that we're so dedicated to splash, there's a Devotee. This is relatively close. We could say it's Saturday and people are gonna sleep on Devotees, and maybe it wheels. So I'm going with the dragon. I think it's a little bit greedy pick, and something probably wheels from this pack. Because Devotee is super important for these decks. This is a stacked pack. We have Evolving Wilds for our fixing, but I'm looking at a cheap dragon. A pretty powerful dragon that would hose this ability, but it often hoses more from opponent. And there's a cheap removal / dragon as well. In a 3-mana kill anything. I'm actually on the flyer. I think cheap flyers in aggro are really important. Or important, they're hard to come across. But close to Stormbrute. I'm considering these two. Are we expecting to wheel a land? Because Pack Beast is alright. You can get some combos with it. But we could also just take a land here. Sure, our mana works. Although we might get a chance of wheeling one of these. Okay, I'm taking the Pack Beast. I'll take the dragon here. Because especially if we get another Devotee, we don't want to play too many tap lands. 2-drop. There's something we could splash, but not the biggest fan. And we also want to keep our splashes on the lower side. Can just easily take a 2-drop. Don't want to overcomplicate it. This is a double black card, so it's really important to stay base 2 colors in a lot of those decks. So I wouldn't really want to go there, even though we're touching black as well. We might want another piece of removal. Something we're looking for. This land doesn't help. We could consider worthy cost on the splash. It is a pseudo removal. I'm not that high on the Sun Shield. Just in case. We'll set up for a splash. Take opportunity. Oh, and the OT wield, which is so good for us. I do like underdogs as well. This pack was tagged though. As far as I understand, Siegebreaker doesn't work with Mobilize because the creature is already attacking. Can take Exhale. I'm not the biggest fan of the card, but in this sort of decks is better in control. But it's removal nevertheless, and you know what they say, bad removal is still removal. Land as it should be the last pick. So this is free real estate if we want it. I've seen this card be alright. We do have a good removal though. And which we would still play. And it's quite better than maybe Exhale. If we want to go there, also there's a tap land. Would make our mana better. I'll just pick a removal here. No reason to overcomplicate the deck. Do we have enough dragons for a globe? Because there's 2, 3 in our deck already. 4. I think this deck could use a globe. I don't mind a Marshall or I don't mind a like these two are both playable. I mean, obviously the dragon is quite good, but we're capping it maybe at our top end. Should I ever take a globe here? It's actually funny because it's interesting in this deck. I'm going with Marshall. Haven't played with that card a lot, but it doesn't look bad. Ooh, and another dragon. This dragon is quite sick. Otherwise, I would be so happy picking the Pack Beast because Pack Beast works extremely well with Siegebreaker, and it's just a good card in those decks. You're playing it relatively cheap, but I like rares, and I might regret this pick now. Maybe mana was better there. Just take a shock. This is 4 damage face sometimes, so I don't mind that. Yeah, I think I want another piece of fixing, which was maybe greedy not to take in the first pack. Even though we have 2 devotees and a land. But devotees are not always that consistent. Sometimes they die. Well, there's our land. There's also globe. Should I ever take a globe? I have so many dragons, actually. But the Conqueror does hose it. This is a little bit controversial, but I think it makes sense in this deck. Even if we have the Conqueror, it will still be bigger. And this is mana fixing. I'm just taking Maneuver here. This is a literal Mardu dragon deck. Because at this point we're talking so many cards are entering one bigger. Which is not nothing, like all of these. There's Devotee, there's Kirin, there's also Monument. It has to be Kirin here. The card is just so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. And we have 2 devotees already. I'll take it. I'll take the third one. Not need Marshall in this deck, which makes me really regret that pick now. And we're more mid-rangey with these dragons. But we're really good at ramping into them. One more dragon? Man, now I want the second globe. We don't need a trick that badly. Mardu mid-range. Usually you end up with more go white stuff in these decks. Here we actually went bigger. I don't think we need another dragon. I was a little bit greedy not taking that fixing. I thought it would wheel, honestly. There were 2 lands in the pack. But I also didn't expect to go that heavy on splashes. We are where we are. We have 2 devotees, globe, and a land, so that's 4 sources. Probably need to play at least 2 swamps. And the deck is done. 7 red might be enough. We need 8 white because devotees, but devotees then fix for red as well. 3, 4, 5, 6 black. Kinda dig that. And we need to make 3 cuts. Technique could go. Not the best Wild Ride deck, because Wild Ride is way better in lower to the ground decks, more like hyper aggro type of decks. Also not the best Pack Beaks deck, but it's fine. It fits the curve. Makes tokens for Kirin. Goes white for Maneuver. Could cut one Dragonfire since Shriekers go face as well. I mean face they kill two power stuff. I don't see what else to cut. So just to reflect back, these are those picks where I think I could do better at navigating the draft, like picking lands at the right spots, even over power. Because when a deck gets there, it gets there. You just need to trust the signals and all, and then sometimes taking a land because other archetypes will value your lands also higher. So I think that's a kind of a lesson I want to take away from this draft and from my previous drafts from the past 2 days as well. Okay, we get a Scry. We have 4 lands. This deck is not cheap, so I think it's a decent keep. You have all the mana. Interesting. We don't have a dragon yet, but it does get us to 5th land. I'll ditch it. I don't know. The Pack Beast at least is a threat. If I had a dragon, obviously I would keep that. Get the damage in. Shock being sorcery in this format is quite awkward, because the strength of this comes the tempo on in early plays that it provides. You got a land anyhow. We want to play a creature. We don't have much going on except this hitting for quite some damage if it sticks around. So I could play around the dragon counter. If they have a dragon, it doesn't matter. It's awkward if we draw a 5-drop. We'll just go wider. We have a kill spell. Okay, tap land. We still curve out extremely well here. And we have a go white pump for next turn. As simple as that. The best 0. The most aggressive 0-4 in the game. Might not be true. There may be some walls that can attack. I think we keep that. We got our Rummage effect. 2 colors. And 3 spells we can cast. It's actually quite decent to ditch the Dragonfire if we don't get a target. I'm starting with this. The question is, do we go bigger because it has a better attack, or wider because it's better versus removal? I think we go wider. We have Maneuver in hand. I like discarding Dragonfire in this spot. Gets us closer to potential black. Or just more gas, which we need. There's our Pack Beast. What does this do again? 3 cards. So it's basically sorta like Surveil, but not exactly. Are we ever going Pack Beast? I mean, are we ever going kill that attack for 2 Kirin? End step, bounce the token to potentially draw. Which is slightly more efficient. And we still have another removal. I think I dig that. There's also, like, it gets us closer to black, and we have, what, 2 untapped black sources. Alternatively, we could ditch, bounce Kingguard, which makes another token, so either is value. I'm going for drawing a card. Just want to get closer to black. Looks like they have a fight spell or -3/-3. Okay, they do Surveil here. Still draw. We need to have the mana. I'll trade. Pegbeast would enable a maneuver for bigger. Let's see what they have. They cannot fight it now. Leopard. Let's see, would they go counter or are they going bigger? They're going counter. But makes some sense they can attack. Okay, it's just Pegbeast attack. I'll save maneuver. Counter here doesn't hurt us that much because we can just block with Pegbeast. Harmonize is not an activated ability. So it surpasses the Conqueror, but Leopard ability is activated ability. We do have Oblivion, Rink, or whatever the card that exiles is in the deck. But we gotta make a decision, do we want to take the damage? So we would have enough creatures to block that. Might like to kill the thingy. But they don't get an attack this turn. The worst land we could get. Still attack. So we're getting punished by the awkward mana. Taking H changes the clock. They probably have a kill spell. If they did that. And it's an interesting decision there. They didn't go for the Conquer. Ooh. I could go face discard the last card. Yeah, that seems good. We also gain some life. Ooh! Oh my god. There you go. There's content for you. They are on 4 life. Wow. This gives Hexproof indestructible. Well, they only had Leopard. That was something. That was a clutch shrieker. On the play. We don't have red yet. We do have 2-drop into. This is a pretty sketchy keep. If we get red, we're Gucci. I'm gonna keep. We get some draws. This is where the VOD comes in clutch. But we have mountains and we have the devotees to draw, so we have quite some ways to get red. And we got our mountain. Oh, that card is sick. So just globe here. We gotta give them lands. What can you do? Or give them either surveil or lands. That is value. That is value. Let's see if we get to kill something. They get to do it. So here I think we just go back-to-back dragons. I'll go with that first because maybe we get a kill. This works on tap, so it's really good with Harmonize. Yep. We get to kill the Skimmer, so we're not in a bad spot. They gotta bounce something next turn. And get a 5/5. Maneuver is not the best in this deck, but it still kills enchantments, and I find it that to be a pretty important mode on Maneuver. There's plenty of enchantments you really want to deal with. Plus being an instant, plus this being like a better go white set than Either Drift. That's why this card is performing better than Collision from Either Drift, which had an artifact mode, which was also somewhat relevant. This card is, by the way, really good. They could bounce here if they wanted to, but they don't. Are we killing that yet? Because we could. I'll just go for this kill. 4 damage is Exactly to kill the 3/4, and that makes the rebuff more expensive. I think that's the main reason to kill it. So they get a 1/1. Yeah, that's a good kill spell. If I killed if I kill this with Exhale, kill the token. 3, 4, 5. Pretty close to lethal. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to otherwise deal more damage. So this would be 4. +1. I think I'd rather make a token here. I think this one is close. Like one goes wider next turn. It's better versus kill spells. And they have their own. Well, we go for it. If they don't have life gain, we win. Because you cannot cast this turn. Because tap lands can gain life. Okay. They need another kill spell. Do they have it? Let's go. That was a close one because life gain and we're in a bad spot. We could top deck any of our dragons that go face. Devotee makes this a pretty good keep. We get to scry into a mana curve. I like both. If we take the down breaker, so we gotta take, because then we shuffle it in. That doesn't work. But fine. I think I like just playing carrying out end step, bouncing the vote to get a scry next turn. We get to play the 2/2. Would be sick if they try to kill it. Well, here's where we could go for this kill, but I think that's worse than just playing Kiri now with out to like scry is pretty valuable here. So we gotta go this one first. The Woti to scry because the shuffle matters. Like the sequencing is pretty important with omens and scry / surveil. I'd rather have gas, but I do have other stuff to do. Ooh, Blade. Could exile Blade, but I think we will actually want them to equip because it's expensive right now. We can respond. I'll just pass here. Here is where we get a little bit punished. Well, punished. What it is. Because if I kill the dragon, I don't have an answer for the blade. I don't think I want to kill anything else. But I can try to get him to block. Dragon or blade? I'll get the dragon. It's a little bit in the dark. But just because if they equip this turn, we don't care that much. Okay, so they go for that. I'll just take it. We're on 20. It's close. Okay, we get to kill that. That's pretty good for us. Take one. I'll just get that. And this is a creature plus mana for next turn. Let's try to get that. I don't care if they 2-for-1 us. These cards are not really doing that much at this stage. Oh, that fixes for white. Makes sense. Sure. More than fine. Because we do have... like, the discard is important. And we're close to lethal. We do have lethal next turn. That's fine. That's a lot of equipment. I'm really not high on the Dragonfire Blade. It might be good in our deck because we have a lot of multicolor cards, but the awkward part is the multicolor cards are expensive already. Because 3 to equip is too much for that ability. It's not protection. It's just hexproof. If it was protection, yeah. Take it any day. This is pretty close to being really good. We can curve out extremely well if we get a land. And we still can cast 3 spells. No matter what. We'll start with a potentially better attacker. And it gives us a token to draw a card. Ouch. Imagine opponent waiting. That would be sick. Well, we got a land. I'll play the barrel route. Oh, and we get to... Oh, that's sick tempo. That's just sick tempo. I could have attacked first, but it doesn't matter. If they block, it's value for us. This has first strike. Maybe we fix for red or blue. You never know. You never know. Ooh, they don't have... they only have... They might be 2 colors straight. If they fetch that, because they didn't fetch a plains. They might have an untapped plains in hand, though. How we can bounce it and kill another dragon. Yeah, there's an untap. Another dragon, another land. Has to be non-basic though. Opponent is equipped with the removal. That's unfortunate if we untapped. If we only untap. No, it doesn't look that insane anymore. I think I'll just pass here. I could kill that, but it seems like something not worth killing right now. If they spend a turn for a 3-3. We just kill the 3-3. It is value. It is value though. I think I'm going for full damage here. Man, the fact that they were able to keep with that curve is pretty sick. Okay. So Barrier is not attacking anymore. Wow, we're drawing like really terribly. Man, that one lice changes the clock here, doesn't it? Not if we get a pump, but I don't think we're realistic here. We'll be able to pump twice and just get there, maybe. Tag both. So they gotta have a follow-up. Okay, that draws a card. Phew. Yeah, that was too insane of a follow-up, unfortunately. We drew pretty terribly, even though our start was completely insane. Okay. The VODs, the 2-drop then ramps into the dragon. It's a game plan. Ramp is a game plan. It's debatable. I don't mind it completely. I think we still want it. It's also a black source in case the VOD dies. It's awkward if we get another land. But then again, we have so many 5 drops. And then the Strike Master can die. I think we actually wait a turn. Then back-to-back dragons. Don't want to use the Detainment. And I don't want to discard a land if we need a land for next turn. Okay. So like a haster here a little bit more. We'll take bunch of damage. Fine. This gameplay reminds me of old school mid-range dragon decks from Standard, Cans of Tarkir. If anybody remembers red black dragons, expensive creatures and removal. Well, that's something we want to kill. Oh wait, that touch I almost missed that. The OT plus this is not that bad. Next turn we can go Shrieker plus Dragonfire, kill something bigger. I could, however, push 6 damage through, but I don't get the OT. I'm a little bit scared that they kill the Strike Master, but they want to deal with the dragon first, I think, so unless they have something weird to like Dragonfire here. Okay. So here I just go this dragon. Get a big hit in. Ouch, okay, this is a big attack. And we're gonna jump. We're gonna jump. Jump and block 1. Well, we're not taking that much, but that was pretty good for them. We got a jump there. They go for lethal next turn. They are on 1. I mean, they are on 2 cards. Probably gotta kill the. Vanguard is a problem. It's a 7. So we do have lethal next turn either way. Okay. I'll just jump. Who would have thought that Vanguard is such a good card in this format? And I had it in a lot of decks. Huh. So they have something. They have something. They'll go for it. Okay, I wanted to do it first. Maybe they were waiting, but that would be weird. With the 5 damage spell. If the damage goes through, there's not much that gains life. I think it's a keep. Have a 2-drop into a pretty good tree, but yeah, we need eventually a mountain. Should have played that in case we get a tap land and really want to kill something. Unlikely, but a little bit of a misstep. This is what I'm saying. I'm playing sloppy these 2 days. I'm not usually Like that, I swear. Here is still the dragon. Cannot attack. And now we have to be careful because we don't have the activation. Mills us, mills them. Mills us. Okay. We could have they could have milled that. That would be value. We have a dragon so we can wait with. Exhale. Not quite ready to kill the climber yet. Plus we need to execute more value out of our cards because our hand is kinda losing gas. Will they know we cannot activate Bearer? I don't think we... I mean, I'm gonna still kill it end step. We're good at milling our lands. Nothing? I don't want to engage into that into open mana. They're gonna have to play something. They're taking 3 per turn. I think I'm gonna kill it. We'll have that. I wonder if I should have waited to do it and stuff. But I didn't do anything on 4 mana. This is definitely an interesting game. Counter? I can try to kill it with first strike. This won't kill much other stuff. I'll play a land for the sake of another exhale. I think we go for it. Or they just take it? When you're not going wide, this can be an awkward card. And just having vigilance is... The Ice Climber having vigilance is just a pain. Good mills. Okay, now I have to... Okay, I have to double kill this. Bro. This, like, mountain wouldn't be bad. I just have to do it. Because we don't have a better game plan. Okay. What? Okay, this is insane on... This is insane on the climber. Of 2 lands. Was a busted mill, Oppo. Wait, that works even through Bearer? Thought it doesn't work. Okay. I mean, even through Clarion. That's unfortunate. That was a really good mill. Why didn't they mill themselves then more aggressively if they have cards like that in the deck? Get Whale back. 5 unblockable. Huh. Yeah, unfortunately, we just drew terribly this game. We were pretty close. I don't know, maybe they messed up. I mean, we're kind of dead either way, right? We're dead on board. But there's no chance they mess up here. I couldn't gain the life there. That it didn't matter at the end, I guess. Yeah. Keep. Still devotee on one or what? Because I could go tap land and have. Well, I guess I have this anyhow on two, because devotee gives me red mana, so I can go tap land on two. Although we could value Scry higher and go tap land. Like Scry a turn later is a little bit more valuable. We have to decide how much we value one damage. If they're on the play, we might just want to kill a 2-drop. So then 1 damage might be okay. Let's see what they go, which colors they are. I go tap land. I think Scry is pretty valuable next turn. It's way more valuable next turn because we still want 1 lands and 1 spells. Okay, that's a bump. And we cannot do much about it. They cannot equip it. But they can still play spells out. I mean, they can double spells still. Okay. Ooh, that's a sick kill for us. I'd rather go this first, although we give them a fight. I'm gonna go that. Like getting some pressure going. It's the same effectiveness, but yeah, they can double spell. But they're low on cards, so it could be that they're not equipping. Or that they're not double spelling. Yep, that's good for us. I think we ignore this. I didn't know that Conquer doesn't work on Renew, but apparently this is not creature's ability. Activated ability on artifact creatures, because yeah, it's a little bit interesting. So we're gonna try to kill it here. That works. Okay, gotta be careful. That has reach. But we do have... Oh, then they definitely cannot double spell. We do have this, so... Just tap this down. There's no other way to do it. And this doesn't do anything until Conqueror is in play, because they cannot equip. Okay. I'm going face here. I want to get the last card. There's a land on top. Ooh, let's go. Man, Shrieker. I see you. What a house. Next turn we have lethal. I'm gonna play this because if we get a land we can bump. Not that it matters because we know what they're drawing. Ha. Ooh. Ooh, sketch. Keep. Keep. All in. Wait, what's the planes doing on the screen? I like going wider because it works with this better. Okay, rewarded for going wider. That's not nothing. Get an attack in, huh? Because I don't think they like either Brock from their perspective. Yeah, I'd rather keep the King Guard. Come on, Swamp, one time. Can we get... Well, any land is fine, but if we get a Swamp... If we only get a swamp, well, okay. I'll take that. So do we repeat? Because they could kill that and then they basically get it back. I could also not attack into Exhale, which will only attack with these two. But then it's awkward if they have -3. Maybe I'll only send that in. And yeah, Exhale punishes this attack, but I think this is also our main plan. I know we don't kill a land, but having a 4/5 is a pretty good rate here. There's an offense. Okay, we got rewarded. We would need to use that, so it wouldn't be completely terrible, but yeah. Attack. Oh, they had that one. That is pretty good. Yeah, they got the lands. This now doesn't look that great. Ooh, a bomb. This bomb is insane. Well, we get to kill an Afenza. Otherwise, it just gets counters next turn. Lifelink trample. Okay, we badly need a black source, but it might be too late. I like a block here. They gain less life next turn. I know we lose this potential, but it's likely that we want the dragon either way. Yeah. This is just rough. Gotta keep that back so we block. Because otherwise they just gain life. I mean, this is the awkwardness here. Our mana is not perfect at all. Oh, strike, yeah. That gets us. Back to 21. This saga is such a house. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't be complaining because I know why this is happening. There was an upgrade if I took the land. That's on me. That is a little bit on me. They got their untapped mana first, and it was really just this card that saved them. But again, well, another bump. Yeah, almost got there. Look at that. Well, they technically cannot attack. Let's try it. We have some power in hand. Oh, but we go to 1. We go to 1. Now we lose, right? Yep. We block this and drain for 1. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. We got 6. A little bit unfortunate last game, but there were things to be done. So we could take that mana fixing, and if we had it, maybe that would be one of our lands. I think I could have drafted better. Have a wonderful weekend.